Let me ask you a question. Are you where you want to be in life? Are you living the life you dreamed of? Or are you standing on the sidelines, waiting for things to change? Now, I'll tell you this. A life doesn't reward the cautious, the passive, or the ones who wait for the perfect moment. Life rewards the bold. If you want to make a change, if you want to elevate your life, it all starts with a decision. Decision to take bold action. And I'll tell you something important. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers. It doesn't matter if the road ahead looks uncertain. What matters is this. Are you willing to take that first step? Because life will not move in your favor until you decide to move. Boldness is what separates the dreamers from the doors. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Now, don't misunderstand me. It's not about doing something dramatic overnight. It's about taking that first bold step, regardless of how small it may seem, and following through. Success is not about waiting for something extraordinary to happen. It's about committing to the process, to the everyday actions that build up over time. But here's the truth. Boldness is not always comfortable. It's not always wrapped in a neat, shiny package. In fact, sometimes boldness feels downright uncomfortable. Boldness often means stepping into the unknown, taking risks when the outcome is uncertain, and facing challenges head on. It's about acting even when others tell you it's too risky, too difficult, or too much to handle. But boldness is the key to unlocking your potential. And yes, life will reward you for it. Let me tell you this, the rewards come not in a moment, but over time. You may not see the benefits of boldness immediately. In fact, you might feel like you're walking through fog, unsure of what's ahead. But trust me, that fog will lift. The more you move, the clearer the path becomes. And before you know it, you'll look back and see how far you've come. That's the power of boldness. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. You don't need to wait for some magical event to occur in your life. The key is to decide that you're going to move forward with boldness, with discipline, and with the commitment to do what others won't. Because when you do that, when you decide to take that first step, that's when the universe begins to align itself with your actions. Think about it for a moment. Every successful person you know, every person who has achieved greatness, every person who has built something significant, they did it with boldness. Boldness to say no to the easy path. Boldness to take risks when others held back. Boldness to continue when failure seemed imminent. But it wasn't just their talent that made them successful. It was their willingness to act. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the gift of action. The world doesn't reward passivity. The world rewards action. And not just any action. Bold action. It rewards the people who take risks, who step outside their comfort zone, and who dare to challenge themselves. The bold are the ones who move forward, even when the destination is unclear. They are the ones who embrace the journey with open arms, knowing that every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to their goals. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if things don't work out? Let me tell you, this failure is a part of success. It's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because when you fail, you learn, you grow, adapt. And that is what sets the bold apart from the rest. The bold understand that failure is not the end. It's a lesson. Don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. I've often said that if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to fail. You can't let fear paralyze you. Fear is nothing more than a feeling, and feelings do not control us unless we allow them to. Boldness is the ability to push past that fear, to take action regardless of how you feel. It's the courage to move forward, even when you're not sure what's ahead. Here's the reality: success isn't a straight line. There are bumps, detours, and setbacks. But here's the secreting. The bold keep moving. The bold learn from their failures. The bold adapt. And the bold keep going, knowing that every step they take brings them closer to their goals. So, let me ask you again, are you ready to be bold? The day you stop taking risks is the day your dreams stop growing. Boldness is the driving force behind progress. And when you take bold action, when you push past your fears, when you make the decision to move forward regardless of the obstacles in your way, life begins to reward you. But remember this, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you hope for it. It happens because you decide to act, to move, and to commit to the process. It happens because you choose boldness even when the path ahead is unclear. So, are you ready? Are you ready to take that first step? Are you ready to commit to boldness? Because I promise you, when you do, life will begin to reward you in ways you can't even imagine. But it all starts with the decision to act, the decision to be bold, and the decision to move forward, no matter what. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let me tell you something important. Boldness isn't just a mindset. It's not enough to think about being bold. No, boldness requires action. You can have all the dreams, all the goals, and all the plans in the world, but if you don't take that first step, nothing changes. Boldness is about stepping into the unknown, taking the first action, no matter how small it may seem. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. But here's the catching. Success doesn't happen without that first step. It's easy to get caught up in the planning, the thinking, the strategizing. But if you don't move, you're just going in circles. Boldness means moving when you don't have all the answers. It means acting even when the future looks uncertain. It's the courage to step into the unknown, trusting that the path will reveal itself as you go. I know it's easy to make excuses. I'm not ready yet. I'll start tomorrow. I need more information. But here's the thing. Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect time will only keep you stuck. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The time to act is now. The greatest barrier to change is not the lack of knowledge or resources. It's the fear of taking that first step. I've seen it countless times. People who know what they should do but never actually do it. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid of failure, afraid of looking foolish, afraid of stepping out of their comfort zone. But let me tell you, this boldness is the willingness to move forward in spite of fear. It's the ability to take action when your mind is screaming to hold back. It's the courage to step into uncertainty with faith. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Every great success story starts with a decision to act. Think about the people you admire most. Every single one of them had to take that first step. They didn't wait for the perfect circumstances. They didn't wait until they had everything figured out. They took action. Bold, imperfect, sometimes messy action. And that's what got them to where they are today. Now, I know the idea of taking that first step can feel overwhelming. Maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe you're scared. But I'll tell you this, the first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Once you take it, everything else starts to fall into place. The next step becomes clearer, and the one after that even clearer still. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. When you take that first step, you're not just stepping into action, you're also stepping into a new mindset. You're choosing to focus on your desires, your dreams, your goals, instead of the fears and doubts that have held you back. Boldness is about changing the way you think, the way you perceive the world, and the way you approach challenges. It's about turning your focus away from what could go wrong and placing it squarely on what could go right. And yes, I know, fear is real. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making a mistake. But let me tell you something, fear is just a feeling. It's not a fact, and you can't let it control you. Boldness is about choosing action in spite of fear, not because you have no fear. Every successful person you know has felt fear. But they didn't let it stop them. They moved forward, and that's what made all the difference. So, what does taking action look like? It looks like getting up every day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It looks like making that phone call, sending that email, starting that project, even when it seems daunting. It looks like pushing through when things get tough, knowing that the struggle is part of the process. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. A boldness is the difference between dreaming and doing. It's the difference between planning and acting. When you take action, you're telling yourself that you believe in your ability to succeed. You're telling the world that you're not waiting for things to be perfect. You're making a commitment to yourself that no matter what, you will take the first step and keep going. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. The person you become by taking action is the person who attracts success. It's the person who grows, who learns, who adapts. The act of taking bold action changes you. It builds character. It strengthens your resolve. It teaches you lessons that you can't learn from any book or seminar. The lessons you learn by taking action are the ones that stick with you and propel you forward. Every step you take makes you stronger. Every mistake you make teaches you something. And every victory, no matter how small, gives you the momentum to keep going. But the most important thing is this: you must act. You must take that first step. Because without it, nothing changes. And here's the good news: it doesn't have to be a giant leap. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a step. Boldness is the willingness to act, even when the way isn't clear. And that's how you begin to move from where you are to where you want to be. So, take that first step. Make the decision today to move forward, even if it's just a little bit. You might not have all the answers, but you will have something far more important: momentum. And with momentum, you can accomplish anything. Remember, boldness requires action. The first step is the most important one. The fear you run from runs toward you. Fear. It's something we all face. It's that little voice in your head that whispers doubts, questions your abilities, and tells you that you're not good enough. Fear can paralyze us, make us second guess every decision, and keep us stuck in a place we don't want to be. But here's the truth I want you to understanding: boldness isn't the absence of fear. Boldness is moving forward in spite of fear. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. The greatest successes are not born from a lack of fear, but from the ability to push through it. The person who succeeds isn't the one who never feels afraid. It's the one who feels the fear and acts anyway. Let me say that again: the person who succeeds isn't the one who never feels afraid. It's the one who feels the fear and acts anyway. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. We all feel it. It could be the fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or the fear of not being good enough. But here's something I've learned over the years: fear is not something to be avoided. Fear is something to be understood, managed, and used as fuel for bold action. Fear is self-imposed. It's a choice. You see, fear is not something that comes from the outside world. It's something that we create in our minds. It's a feeling, a thought, and often it's rooted in our imagination. We imagine the worst possible outcome, and then we let that fear stop us from taking action. But fear is not the enemy. It's our response to fear that determines whether we succeed or fail. When you understand that fear is just a feeling, just a thought, it becomes much easier to push through it. I'm going to be blunt with you: if you let fear control you, you'll never achieve anything worthwhile. The bold are the ones who face their fears, who acknowledge them, but don't let them dictate their actions. The bold move forward with courage, not because they have no fear, but because they refuse to let fear stop them. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. And the person you become when you face your fears is someone who attracts success. When you take bold action in the face of fear, you grow. You become stronger, you build resilience, and you begin to change the way you think about challenges. No longer are they obstacles. They are opportunities to become better, to learn, and to push yourself further than you ever thought possible. Let's be honest, there's no such thing as a perfect path to success. There's no clear, straight road where everything goes according to plan. No, success is messy. It's filled with uncertainty, mistakes, and yes, fear. But that's exactly why boldness matters. Boldness means moving forward anyway, even when the path is unclear. Boldness means taking action despite the fear of failure or the fear of not knowing what comes next. Don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. You have to understand this. The fear of losing is often what holds us back. We become so afraid of failure that we never take the first step. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. In fact, failure is one of the best teachers you will ever have. Every time you fall, you learn something. Every time you fail, you get closer to your goal because you now have a lesson you didn't have before. But if you're paralyzed by fear, you'll never get that lesson. You'll never get to the victory on the other side. It's only when you take action, despite the fear of failure, that you start to see results. The more you do, the more you get to do. The more you try, the more you succeed. A boldness in the face of fear is about pushing past those initial feelings of doubt and moving into action. It's about training your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. It's about seeing every obstacle as a stepping stone, every mistake as a lesson, and every challenge as an opportunity to grow. When you do that, fear starts to lose its grip on you. The more you act, the more confident you become. The more you act, the less fear will control you. You might think, I'm not fearless. I'm afraid all the time. That's okay. Fear doesn't disqualify you. It's how you respond to that fear that matters. If you can learn to take action despite fear, you will begin to build the momentum that leads to success. The more you do, the more you become. When you take bold action, you create momentum. And momentum is what carries you through the tough times. Momentum is what keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets rough. When you start taking action in the face of fear, you begin to attract the results you want. You become the kind of person who doesn't shrink from challenges but rises to meet them. So, how do you face fear? By acting in spite of it. By understanding that fear is just a feeling, not a fact. By accepting that failure is not the end, but just another part of the process. And by reminding yourself that the greatest rewards come to those who keep going, even when the fear seems overwhelming. Life is not happening to you. It's responding to you. You see, life will respond to your boldness. When you decide that fear will not control you, when you decide to move forward regardless of the fear you feel, life begins to shift. Opportunities show up. You attract the right people, the right circumstances, and the right results. But it all begins with a decision to act, to move forward, and to face your fears head on. The most important thing you can do is make a decision. So, what decision will you make today? Will you let fear control you, or will you take bold action despite it? The choice is yours. But remember this: life rewards the bold. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Let me tell you, one of the most powerful acts of boldness you can take is making decisions. Bold decisions shape the trajectory of your life. Every decision you make, big or small, directly impacts your future. The simple truth is this: life rewards those who make decisions and stick to them. The more decisions you make, the more you will succeed. The more you hesitate, the more you will lose. We often get paralyzed by the weight of decisions. We fear making the wrong choice, the mistake that could cost us time, money, or opportunities. But let me share this with you: our hesitation is the enemy of success. Decisions, not indecision, are what drive progress. Boldness in decision-making is not about choosing perfectly. It's about choosing and moving forward with confidence. Now, I know that sounds a bit frightening. After all, We live in a world where information overload and constant analysis lead us to believe that we must have all the answers before we take a step. But that's not the way it works. Success comes to those who are willing to make a decision, commit to it, and adjust along the way if needed. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. The longer you hesitate, the more opportunities you let slip by. Life moves fast. And let me tell you something while you're sitting there waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect solution. Others are making decisions and moving forward. While you're waiting for the ideal scenario, others are shaping their futures with the decisions they make today. The world does not wait for you to get comfortable. So, how do we become bold in decision making? It starts by trusting yourself. It starts by trusting that you have the ability to make decisions and figure things out as you go. A decision doesn't have to be flawless from the start. Sometimes, it's the act of deciding that teaches you the most. You don't have to have all the details, all the answers. You just need to decide and take that first step forward. You don't need to know everything, just the next step. Every decision is a step forward, and the beauty of life is that you learn as you go. There is no such thing as a perfect decision, but every decision you make leads to new opportunities, new lessons, and new experiences. So many people get stuck in the analysis phase, afraid of making the wrong decision. But here's the truth. Making a decision is better than making no decision at all. The bold know this. They know that moving forward, even with uncertainty, is far more valuable than standing still. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. A boldness in decision-making is about taking consistent action toward your goal. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Every decision is a chance to get closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to build. Think of it like this, when you make a decision, you are actively shaping the future you want. You're taking control of your destiny, not waiting for life to dictate it to you. And sometimes, bold decisions are not easy. They may require you to step out of your comfort zone. They might require you to make choices that feel uncomfortable or challenging. But those decisions, those are the ones that change your life. Don't let the fear of making a mistake paralyze you. You will make mistakes, but mistakes are part of the process. I've seen so many people, good, capable people, waste years of their lives because they were afraid of making the wrong decision. They were so concerned about choosing the wrong path that they didn't choose at all. And let me tell you, my friends, not making a decision is the worst mistake of all. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Bold decisions often involve risk, but that risk is the price you pay for the rewards you seek. It's in those moments of risk that you grow the most. Every bold decision you make adds to your character, to your resilience, and to your ability to handle what life throws at you. And every time you make a decision, you learn something new. The more decisions you make, the more experience you gain, and the better you become at making decisions. It's like this when you make decisions. You are training yourself to think critically, to take action, and to adapt. You are building your decision-making muscle. And with each decision, you become stronger, smarter, and more confident in your ability to make the right choices. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. A bold decision-making helps you become the person you want to be. You can't attract success by sitting on the sidelines. You can't attract success by being afraid to make decisions. You attract success by taking action, by making choices that move you forward. Even if you're unsure of the outcome, you attract success by becoming the kind of person who is willing to make bold decisions, even in the face of uncertainty. Let me put it this way. The greatest successes in life didn't come from perfect decisions. They came from consistent, bold decisions. People who decide and move forward are the ones who ultimately find success. You don't need to know everything right now. You just need to decide, take action, and adjust along the way. Decide what you want. Write it down. make a plan, work on it every day, and then adjust your course when necessary. A bold decision making is about clarity. It's about committing to your vision, your goals, and taking steps toward them every single day. You don't have to have the whole plan figured out right away. You don't need to know every step along the way. But you need to decide where you want to go, take action, and then adjust when needed. A boldness means trusting yourself, your vision, and your ability to adapt and overcome obstacles along the way. Decide today that you're going to live the life you deserve. Don't wait for the right time. The right time is always now. A boldness in decision-making means that you stop waiting. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing. You make the decision today, and you commit to it. And once you make that decision, your life starts moving. You start attracting the opportunities, the people, and the circumstances you need. Because here's the true thing: life rewards bold decision makers. Every choice you make, bold or timid, sets the stage for what comes next. So, decide to move forward. Decide to live with purpose. Decide to make the bold decisions that will shape the future you deserve. Your decisions today shape your future tomorrow. The major key to your better future is you. Boldness isn't just about taking one brave step or making a bold decision in the moment. No, a boldness is about the lasting impact of those choices, those actions, and those decisions. It's about how the bold choices you make today echo through the rest of your life, creating a future that is fundamentally different from the life you would have had without them. You see, life is shaped by moments, big, small, and in between. Every decision you make has the potential to alter the course of your life forever. Boldness, when consistently practiced, creates a ripple effect that carries you to places you would never have imagined. What you do today matters more than you think. The actions you take now set the course for your life down the road. When you choose to be bold, it doesn't just affect the immediate situation. It doesn't just change that one thing you're dealing with. Boldness changes everything. It shapes the person you become, the opportunities you attract, and the outcomes you experience. Boldness is like planting a seed that grows into something powerful, something that continues to bear fruit long after the initial decision is made. The truth is, a boldness doesn't just change the present. It changes the future. It takes you from where you are to where you want to be, not just in a year or 5 years, but in a lifetime. Every time you act boldly, you step into the person you were meant to be. You step into your full potential. And that journey, it doesn't end. The impact of boldness stretches far beyond the moment. Your choices today, your boldness today, shape the person you become tomorrow. I want you to imagine for a moment, what kind of life would you have if you didn't hold back? What kind of future would you create if every decision you made came from a place of boldness? The future you're living in today is a result of the choices you made in the past. And the future you'll live in tomorrow will be shaped by the choices you make today. The bold choices, the decisive actions, the moments when you pushed through fear and doubt and took that next step forward. Now, let's talk about legacy. Boldness doesn't impact your own life. It leaves a legacy for those around you. Your boldness, your willingness to take risks, to go after what you want, to pursue your dreams in the face of uncertainty has a lasting impact on the people who watch you. Your children, your friends, your colleagues, they are all watching. And when you choose to be bold, you inspire them to do the same. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And guess what? When you live boldly, when you make bold decisions, you attract other bold people into your life. You attract the kind of people who aren't afraid to take risks, who see opportunities where others see obstacles. And together, you create something powerful. A community of bold individuals who are all shaping the future through their actions, through their choices, and through their unwavering belief in the power of boldness. The more you do, the more you give, the more you receive. Boldness, my friends, is contagious. It inspires.